Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I'm going to teach you some techniques for learning vocabulary in Spanish. I'm going to share with you the techniques and tips that I used to use when I started learning English and also French. I decided to create this video especially for people who are starting learning Spanish. And also, I'm going to create another video for advanced students. Don't forget to subscribe to this video for more content about learning Spanish. Thank you so much. Let's start. For example, in this case, you are going to write the word and then you're going to write a sentence. It's important to learn the word in context. For that reason, I recommend the sentence, to write the sentence also. In this example, you can see the word. The word is nevera, nevera. That in English means fridge. And also, you can see the sentence, I use the fridge every day. Yo uso la nevera todos los días. It's important to write the word and the sentence with a pencil so you can erase and change the sentence or the object as many times as you prefer. So you can play with this, create different sentences with different context, and memorize every week a new sentence with the same word. I recommend this because I used to do it and I memorized a lot of vocabulary in just 1 month. So try it. And let's continue with the next tip. The second technique that I'm going to share with you is to use a notebook and organize by categories. So in this case, you can see this specific notebook. I'm going to share with you what is the idea. Here, in one page or in one part of your book, you are going to write all the verbs. In other page or in other part of your notebook, you are going to put nouns. In other place, you are going to write adjectives, adverbs, etc. And the idea is that you are going to write a verb, for example, correr, that means run. And then, as I told you before, it's important to write a sentence for learning the word in context. For example, yo corro en el parque. That means I run in the park. Also, you can write the sentence in your mother tongue, that in this case is English or French. It's important to memorize the verbs and also the sentence and repeat every single day in order to learn properly. The same with nouns, the same with adjectives, the same with adverbs. So you need a notebook. The next technique is to learn songs for kids. Some people don't like this method, but I think that is the most effective method for learning vocabulary in any language. I'm going to share with you how you can search the properly songs for learning. So on YouTube, you are going to type the word, the principal word that you need. In this case, I put clothes. In Spanish, ropa. You're going to put the topic, clothes, fruits, vegetables, and house parts, etc. You're going to put the topic in Spanish, for example, ropa, then you are going to include the word vocabulary in Spanish, vocabulario, for kids, para niños. Also, you can do this searching on Google Images for learning vocabulary in Spanish. So I recommend to learn songs because it's very interesting. It's a fun way to learn. And remember that the songs are created with a catchy tune. So you're going to memorize the vocabulary very, very quickly and easily. So let's continue to the next tip. You're going to use apps or websites to learn vocabulary in Spanish. I recommend Duolingo, it's very famous, Anki, and Quizlet. In those apps, you are going to have the opportunity, depending on your objectives. The first one is a video game, like a video game. Maybe you have tried once. It's very repetitive, but the idea is to repeat every single day. That's why it's useful. The other two websites are more like cards where you can check every single day the words that you write and that you save on those apps. But if you don't like to get distracted by the technology apps, I recommend that you could have a small notebook where you can write all the words and repeat constantly if you are traveling on a bus or if you are waiting in a line for paying something in the bank or in any place wherever you want. My next recommendation is to use a diccionario, word reference, because in this dictionary you can search for a word, but also you are going to find examples in context. That is the most important. I don't recommend to use translator. You can use translator when you have an advanced level in English, Spanish, or French, or whatever language you are learning. But meanwhile you are learning and meanwhile you start learning, it's important to use a dictionary with examples. Also, as I said before, you're going to search vocabulary on Google Images. You can include the topic, clothes, fruits, vegetable, kitchen, supplies, school supplies, etc. And then you're going to put the word vocabulary in Spanish or vocabulario. And finally, when you have done the previous steps, you are going to change the language in your cell phone. But it could be frustrating if you haven't done the previous steps that I said before. So, when you consider that you have vocabulary, you can change the language of your cell phone. And that's it. It's not necessary to do everything at the same time. Select the one that you consider is perfect for you, and start learning the first words in Spanish. Also, I'm going to recommend my podcast series for beginners in order to learn Spanish vocabulary. So go there and listen, check the words, repeat the words. If you have questions, ask me through the comments. And thank you so much for watching this video. See you the next time. Bye bye. Hasta luego.